Good afternoon, traders. My name is Shegun Chatu. For 7, I train traders how to trade in harmony with the market. So I want to welcome you to today's portfolio selection. So the reason we do this is because the Forex market is very fast paced. Okay, and making informed and timely decision is very essential. One of the most reliable ways to ensure that you are trading the right currency pair is through weekly portfolio selection using the currency strength index, CSI in short. This approach allows traders to systematically assess which currencies are strong and which one is weak or which one are weak, creating a clear framework for selecting pairs that offer the highest potential for profit. Because when we combine the information we get through the process we are going to go through now, we have a, a clarity in terms of which pair we want to be buying, which pair we want to be selling. The necessity of the weekly portfolio selection lies in its ability to provide a focused and objective view of the forex market. So by analyzing the cumulative strength, this one here, we're going to go through the process by analyzing this CSI, okay, of the currency across multiple time frames, such as 4 hours, the daily and weekly. We combine this to give us a cumulative number, which I'm going to show you guys how we go through this on a weekly basis. This approach not only enhance the decision making, but also help us in minimizing the risk when we come to trading. Okay, so the selecting the right pair to trade each week based on their strength allow for a more disciplined, confident, and a strategic approach to forex trading. Instead of being overwhelmed during the week by the numbers of pairs available to trade, you have a focused um, mindset, a focused view of what to trade. So let's crack on with it. Okay. So as we always do, we start with the weekly chart. Okay, and as you can see, we have the weekly number. I'm not expecting too much change regarding that. Where is the This is the one we're looking for. Okay, so this is the last week strength. Okay, the Japanese yen is still 8, Swiss is 7, the pound is 6, the euro is 5. That hasn't changed. The Australian dollar is 4. Okay. The New Zealand is 3. There, the CAD is 2 and the US dollar is 1. So nothing has changed in terms of the from the weekly analysis we did last week. Okay. So we changed the time frame to daily chart, and we're going to start to see little bit of changes in the daily numbers. So the JPY is still 8 on the daily chart. The Swiss is 7 on the daily chart. Nothing has changed from those two pairs. The No, the pound is now 7. So that means the pound has moved from 6 to 7. So this is now 7. The Australian dollar is now 6. The Australian dollar last week on the daily chart is 1. So there has been an increase. That's a huge jump there. And you have to note this when I always like to write this down. So this is now 6. Oops, why did I write 5? 6. The Australian dollar is 6. Euro is 5. Euro also has increased, okay, in strength. The US dollar is now 4. Okay, that one has ticked up 1 point, okay, or 1 level. The New Zealand dollar is 3, so that one has dropped. The Swiss is now 2. Swiss has dropped from 7 to 2, so there's a clue there for us. And the Canadian dollar is the weakest, which is the CAD is 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Japanese yen remain unchanged. So we go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, let's see what we have in the 4 hours. The 4 hours Japanese yen remain unchanged. The Swiss franc remain 7. No, wow. What am I looking at? The pound, the Japanese yen has become the weakest. That is something that we have to note. Okay, the pound is the strongest, 8. The Australian dollar is 7. Okay, the New Zealand dollar is 6. The euro is 5. The CAD is 4. The US dollar is 3. The Swiss franc is 2. The JPY is 1, which we've already done. This gives us the cumulative number here. All right, so we can change this one according to the strength. The yen and the Aussie are 17. We now have a new strong pair on the basket. That is now the pound is now the strongest pair. So that is 8, 21, 17. We have 2, 17. So we use the weekly to separate those two. So this will be 7 because the weekly number on the yen is still 8. Then this one will be the 6th strongest pair, and then we go from 17 to 15. That's 5 euro. Okay, 15. We have 12. This will be 4. Then we have 11. This will be 3. We have 11 to 8. This will be 2. And then 7 is 1. So the weakest currency on board is Canadian dollar. So we can now start to look for a new portfolio selection based on this information that we have. The strongest pair is still Japanese yen. The weakest pair is the CAD. So the first sell pair will be the CADJPY. We are building our portfolio. If the time permits me, I'm going to look at the chart for some of these ones so that we have like 2 or 3 pairs that we are looking to for in terms of trading tomorrow and going into the week. So we have the CAD yen. The second one will be the US dollar Japanese yen. And I have a couple of things to share with us with this Japanese yen pair based on what happened on Friday on the dollar yen. Okay, then the third is the Swiss yen. Okay, CHFJPY. Swiss, actually, from what we've done here, we can see the weakness is coming into the Swiss franc based on the weekly and the daily chart, or the daily and the weekly currency strength index. We can see a big decline in the positioning of the Swiss franc. Then we go to the next one, which is the pound. Okay, so we can say pound CAD, GBPCAD. Okay, then the pound US dollar, GBPUSD, the pound Swiss, GBPCHF. Those are we are using the first 2 strong pair and the first 2 weak pairs basically, and the third one is the Swiss franc. Okay, if we want to go further, we can use the Australian dollar. So that will give us the Aussie CAD as a buy pair, Aussie US dollar as a buy pair, then AUDCHF as a buy pair. All right, we don't need to do much more than this. You will have tradable pairs in these pairs, but based on the currency strength index, these are the sell pairs and these are the buy pairs. But one thing I want to say here, we've done the first part of the job. Basically, we have looked at the currency without actually looking at the chart. So if we look at the chart, okay, let's go to the chart. Okay, so let's look at the pound US dollar for instance. We have analyzed this during the week. Price has closed the week above the momentum high. This is bullish. Even the move here on Friday, you can see how strong on the 4 hours this decline was on this candle, but eventually closing above. We traded below 1 2 3 4 5 4 hour bars, and we came above and closed above those the highs of those candles. That is a bullish move. This here, if we go on a smaller time frame, that is actually a that is just a normal reversal, and the price is ready to continue to the upside. As long as we stay above the 132.66, buying is the only call for us. The interesting one is the US dollar Japanese yen. I posted a trade. I actually posted an idea. We couldn't sell. Okay, we had a 4 here, and I was saying if price starts to come above here, because we had a failure here, and this third one said we will start to come and close above this 4 here that we drew. This now becomes a bullish market. But as you can see on this 4 hour chart, we had a trade above, close below, a trade above, close below, a trade above for the last 4 hour bar of the week, a close below. That is bearish. Okay, this here, all we can see is they're taking the stop loss out. Okay, if we go on the 15 minutes chart, this was a huge move. When I posted the trade, we were trading somewhere here, and I couldn't get an opportunity to sell, and the price broke higher. So we said, no mas, we are not going to chase this price. But what you can see is, we can see now they are trading the high, but there's no follow through. So if during the opening of the Tokyo session, we start to see a break, I can say this is a break. But if we start to break below any of this, so let's say price starts to come down here, you may not take that. Wait for a failure. The idea is we're looking for a failure like this after a break. You can see as this printed a lower high, this printed a lower high. So we want a break and a lower high, then that becomes a sellable setup. Okay, because what that will give us is a wave 1 down, and we are looking to take the wave 2 that fails to clear these highs. That could be a trade, but I will not short the dollar yen above this level of 143.94. That is the ceiling that we want to see, that price is trading below it for a continuation of the downtrend in the dollar Japanese yen. Let's look at the Australia. I haven't seen the Aussie dollar in a while. We haven't looked at it in detail. But let's look at the 4 hour chart. The similar thing is happening on all the dollar pairs, but you can see the dollar is gaining a little bit of strength based on what we've done on the currency strength index. Slightly, the dollar is ticking higher. If we look at I actually want to look at the dollar index. Let's see this one. We have a weekly liquidity line. Price has been trading here. This is a zone of interest. Look at that. We had a break here. We had a failure and a breakdown. This breakdown is not strong. Look at that. So for us, the 100.82 is a key level to watch out for this week. If we want to go deep into this chart on the 4 hour chart, look at that. That's technically, we don't have anything going on here. This is a sideways pattern. They're breaking low, they're coming up, they're breaking low. See how many since the 16th of September, price has been trying to find a direction. Okay, but we trade what we see, not what we think. This is a downtrend. I remember when we were expecting this this wave structure to stop for a continuation move, but you can see eventually we broke down, pullback, low, pullback, low, and we are settling. Let me see to the left. Okay, there's a higher momentum low here. There's a higher momentum low here, and this could be called a manipulation low as well, because we have more than 3 higher highs from this low. So we have to keep an eye on this key level here, 100.82. If price starts to break above any of these pullback or rally high, these ones here, okay, the dollar can become a bullish move. And if that's the case, during the week, we can start looking for a short-term short opportunity in the Australian dollar or even in the Euro US dollar. Okay, we have some anchors here that we can probably catch a reversal trade on. The pound dollar, be careful selling the pound dollar above the 132.66. This is the bullish territory. This type of selling can be painful if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, the last but not the least that I'm going to look at is the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. This is one of the pairs that we like to trade. You can see the CAD yen on the 4-hour chart. This one has made a higher high here. Okay, we can see the wave 2 structure started from here, and we are trading above the 2. That is an important information. We can't see this on the US dollar Japanese yen, but we can clearly see it. Even this 4-hour chart, look at this 0. Okay, there's no pullback here. 0, A, B, C, 1, followed by 2, and we've seen a close above this high. We may have a pullback. Okay, now this is becoming uncomfortable for the sellers. Okay, because you have a structure here. We have a structure here. We can call this a structure, and price has traded above all this level. So there's nothing between this price and this high. Basically, it's here, nothing there. So if the buyers persist, then this thing is going to continue higher. So we have to keep an eye on what is going to happen on Monday to see how the price is going to react, and keep an eye on the US dollar Japanese yen if you are trading the yen pairs. Okay, there's during the week I'm going to be updating some of these trades. I don't even know what we're going to trade, but we will see when the market open, and we can go in depth, maybe looking at the 1 hour and the 15-minute chart more closely to see which pair will be the one we want to be taking. But based on this work that we've just done here, these are the pairs we want to be looking at. Okay, the price will not travel in a straight line. Some trade are in an uptrend, but price is coming down because there's always a pullback. Okay, and those pullback, we call them secondary trend. Some of them can be very strong, especially if it's happening on the 4-hour chart. So these are the things that we want to be keeping our eye on during the week. Okay, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. My name is Shegun Chat 247, and I hope to see you in the next video, and I wish you a successful trading week. God bless.